If you're watching this, then you didn't find this video. This video found you, and I need you to stay to the end because this is not just another YouTube video. This is the struggle of creating when the odds are stacked against you. Being a Ghanaian in a world that isn't designed for us to break through. But I keep pushing because giving up just isn't an option. Growing up, I knew I wasn't like the rest, always taking the left road when everyone else went right. I'd stay up till dawn, soaking in videos from YouTubers I idolized, yearning to make my own videos. But finding myself in this part of the world, I could never really express myself because who would listen? The people I looked up to lived up on screens I could barely afford. American developers, Hollywood filmmakers, bloggers. Every time I tried to recreate their style, I felt like a poor knockoff. I turned out to be a Ghanaian struggling to create like a Ghanaian. But what do I mean struggles to create like a Ghanaian? Stick around for the next 10 minutes. You'll find out. To really understand my struggles, let me take you back to the start of my creative journey. I joined YouTube back in 2020, right in the middle of lockdown. The likes of Smooth Geo, Mr. Beast, Every B, Siobhan Salmon got me hooked, and I thought this is what I want to do, to create just like my idols did. 4 years after joining YouTube, I hit publish on my first official video, heart pounding, only to see it sit at 200 views after a year. I realized passion alone wasn't enough. Then I got stuck. Sometimes I wonder why I did not act on the content creation idea when it first hit me in 2020. Would I be big by now? I asked. But I froze. When I had to point the camera and shoot, I said tomorrow. When my mind said let's do it, I said another time. I relied on others when I shouldn't have. School had me occupied too. And in Ghana, back in my years of senior high school, we are weird for pointing the camera and shooting. And that fear of being weird, it bled into everything, even how I framed my shot. I failed to realize that where I'm from, the support only comes when you're already at the top, or halfway through to the top. I got stuck trying to create around the world that actually influences me. I kept on doubting. Would they understand me? Would they get what I'm trying to do? Will this be worth it in the end? Because to me, the Ghanaian creative space is weird. It is deliberate, replicative, redundant, static. At the same time, it is smart. But I struggle to find my own place in all of this chaos. Do I need to be funnier, more controversial, louder, flashier? But that is not really my personality. Just create, they say, and let your own audience find you. But how? When the Ghanaian aesthetic feels like a language I never learned. This brings me to the next challenge, the Ghanaian aesthetic. Because of the type of videos that inspire me and the type of content I'd like to create, it feels almost impossible to do that here. For example, taking trips to faraway places without the constant presence of Ghanaian family members, using my camera in public places without everyone watching, having easy access to beautiful locations and scenery. Sometimes I feel like I'm asking for too much, so I decided to drop the alias and let whoever is watching this see me for who I am. But a name change doesn't guard me from inquisitive relatives, and you can't always do everything in one place. It always feels like there is something missing. Yeah, I know. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Other Ghanaian creators have made the work here. So why am I so special? Well, that is the exact reason why I'm making this video. To find and connect to the people that feel the way I do. That even in a society that you feel left out, a society where it feels like there's no space carved out for you, it still comes down to working hard, trying to improve, and not bending your own rules to fit in. There's days it feels like I'm doing too much, too fast. But no, you have to stand for what you believe in and keep pushing, because at the end of the day, we all have different reasons for creating. So, what is your reason? So if you've seen this video to this extent, that means you've connected, resonated with something. And I'd like you to start by subscribing to the channel, liking the video, dropping a comment and sharing this video with someone. This is the content we need. This is the story we are living. I'm making this video not just for me, but for us. Because what I'm about to say might sound crazy to many people, but maybe not to you. It is something I've been struggling, battling with for some time now. Creating in Ghana feels like I'm on the outside looking in, like I'm walking an entirely different path from what the creator economy here expects. I always feel like maybe I'm not doing the right thing. I could just follow the easy road, do what everyone else is doing, do the trends, copy what the successful guys are doing. But something feels off every time I try that. Then I came up with this script, with this idea. I realized this is not just a me problem. Because growing up the way I grew up, watching a lot of these YouTubers, seeing the way I wanted to create, being inspired by their way of making videos, and just, the whole aesthetic of the developed world. Me growing up in Ghana made me feel like, why is that they can't do that there and we cannot do that here? Over here, the moment you raise a camera, everybody's running away. The support system here is non existent and the vibe is just different. And it made me ask myself a lot of questions. Because seeing other Ghanaian creators make it work here made me feel like, let me just do what already works then. But I couldn't just create like other creators. And like I said, after developing the scripts for this video, I realized this is not just a me problem. It is about having a dream or a vision, and your dream or vision not aligning with the society you find yourself growing up in. And it's difficult because having to dumb down your ideas make you feel like you're losing a part of yourself, because even if success comes from that, it doesn't feel like real success. I think real success comes from doing what you want to do and being successful at it. You don't feel like you're compromising on yourself or who you are. This is just my personality. I like to stay fit. I like to make videos. I like to just put myself out there for people to watch me. I want to just show that a Ghanaian can create like they do, and probably even better. But it's just growing up as a Ghanaian in Ghana is just so difficult. It's as if your life has already been determined by the factor that you're a Ghanaian, that you cannot create, you cannot be different, that your life is going to end up in a 9 to 5 just like everybody else. And for some reason, even though my everyday life revolves around me being in Ghana, I'm able to connect to the outside world so much that my mind is always there. And I am always trying to bring in what I am seeing into my craft over here. But like I said, if you've seen this video to this extent, that means you've connected with something. And I want to build a community of people like that, people that understand this kind of craft. And if you are also feeling the same way I'm feeling, I want you to know that you're not sick, you're not insane for feeling that way. It's just you wanting to be different, to wanting to do something outside the norms of the society. And honestly, I understand. I would even like to hear your thoughts on this, because at the end of the day, if you want to do something, the best way to actually do it is to just do it. Because if you don't, then nothing is going to happen, and people are not even going to get to see what you're all about. So I decided to come out as the real me, Gerhard Guddah. I've realized everybody is unique in their own way, and you'd have idols, but you cannot create exactly like they do. And the past couple of videos I made changed my perspective on that. In most of them, I just try to buy into the replicative conduct of the Ghanaian creator economy. But the representation matters, right? Me creating like who I am makes me feel like I'm onto something. And that gives me the courage to keep on creating these kind of videos that I want to create. It's my channel, so it has to be about me, right? Not just creating content for clout. Consistency is difficult. When you have assignments due, unfinished videos to edit, and you want to do stuff like hang out with friends or read or even go to the gym, you feel like you're running out of time. And some may ask, why stress yourself? I just want to do it. I always love to stand for something. When I create content the way I want to create, or when I show up every day in everything I do, it makes me feel like I am not too crazy, right? I am a normal person, and that in the long run, if I keep doing what I have to do, eventually people will connect to it. Yeah. So this is Gerhard Guddah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're on the same frequency, peace. I'll see you in the next one.